boxing isn't easy.
Someone's gonna get hurt.
I was there for the first fight with you and Scott, and it was
Crazy.
We had a lot of beef building up to the fight.
This guy was fabricated by me.
And I did say what I said about Steve.
thousands of people watching you.
Especially in Malta, you're
You
not
know.
paid enough. One choice can make you or break you.
So you want to fight him?
I need to see him crying in front of me.
The possibility of getting knocked out to your biggest fear.
When you're in the ring, you're only one shot away of...
طلعناش فين؟
Tela.
When you want, Beb? Alright? So you're recording? I can't believe it's episode 4 already. And I'm so grateful to be sitting in this chair right now with a very good friend of mine, Super Steve Martin. Thanks for coming, Steve.
No
How
problem.
are you?
I'm all good. You?
Before we started today, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
And when I saw you, it got back some memories for sure. It was exactly this date almost last year.
The body shot too.
Not the yes, I still remember that. So I'm gonna take you guys back to when myself and Steve first met. I wanted to build a brand, obviously around sports, if you remember.
Of
I
course.
tried calling you. I was like, all right, I want to hit the boxing market. And I called Steve, obviously, in my opinion, the best boxer in Malta.
Thank you.
Will remain till this very day. And I was like, all right, I called you. You answered, so thank you. You gave me an opportunity. I was still very young. I was 18, 17 last year. And I came up with this idea. You told me, yes, I'm going to help you for sure. We met and you gave me the opportunity. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, but I had opportunities as well. I was given opportunities, so it's like paying it forward. Though.
If you guys realize, I'm just noticing again. Look at the t-shirt. Thank you so much. It shows massive respect.
Support, oh.
Steve, obviously I'm not the best boxer in the world, but I understand the fight. And when I saw you fight the first time, it was at the Intercontinental. I think it was in summer when you fought a Brazilian guy. Was it? Was it Brazilian?
December.
December.
No.
2023.
December, yeah.
That was the first time I saw you fight.
Okay.
And I was with my father, and he was like, "This guy is an animal, man."
It was a good fight.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The crowd was in your favor, obviously.
Yeah, I'm
you
sure.
know, you're in Malta, and I had to hit you up. Incredible fight.
Thank you.
The fight I saw you that was a Maltese brutal fight was a Scott Dixon.
I think it's the biggest fight that
Of
ever
your life?
that ever happened in Malta as well.
All right.
I think we never seen that big of a crowd.
It was nice.
We had a lot of beef building up to the fight, so
We'll
that
come-
attracts people. Oh.
We'll come back to that because there's a whole storyline to it
Check.
that the viewer will love to watch, and also me following up to the fight. It was an amazing fight. Congrats to you both. You put up a show. Steve, boxing isn't easy, for sure. It's a solo sport. As the viewers know, I'm a footballer, and if I make a mistake, there's someone to pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
But in boxing, you're the one fighting.
Considering your position is not always you have someone to pick you up. You're a goalkeeper, so
Exactly. Unfortunately, in the last episode, we mentioned that I made a mistake against Albania. The ball went through my legs, and we were winning, and it was it was a mess, you know. And yeah, obviously you get up alone, which you can talk about today. As a child, were you always into boxing?
never actually. I used to play football as well.
With who? With who did you play?
Saint Vedra, Hamrun, Morsa.
All right.
But I wasn't that dedicated like I am in boxing. So I think when I started boxing, I knew what my future hold, what I wanted in life.
What was the transition from football to boxing?
So I stopped football, I think, about when I was 17. Then you start going out with friends, drinking alcohol, everything. And then my friend considered, he was training Kung Fu at the moment. Actually, it's a place close by. I started training. I loved it, but there was no competitions in it. Another friend told me we should go try kickboxing. Then I just clicked with kickboxing. Like I was going to training, loving it.
You felt like home.
Yes. I had my first fight, I think, after only 3 months or 4.
That's crazy.
My coach, Silvio Camilleri, told me it's too soon. I think the guy is more experienced. He was a black belt. I told him, don't worry, I got this, And I got beat up, but I stayed in during the whole fight. But I've learned from that. I kept on training because before the fight I was training only 3 times a week. I didn't know what to eat, how to train, But then when I lost, I started training twice a day. It took training to a whole new level.
So when you went from Kung Fu to boxing, to kickboxing, you felt a click.
Yeah.
What was the transition, as I said before, from kickboxing to boxing? Because it's a totally different sport.
So, I had a couple of fights, kickboxing and K1 as well. And I felt the need to improve my hand technique. I was looking for the best coaches in boxing in Malta. And obviously, I ended up with Scott Dixon.
At what age? So we keep the viewer in the timeline.
I think about 21 or 22.
Okay.
I was at the.
So you spent 3 years kickboxing?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so Scott Dixon came by.
Yeah.
He was of help.
Of course, a big help. He was a big help. When I used to spar him, he taught me the basics and stuff. Basically, yeah. I went to Scotland with his grandfather, Toby Dixon.
Okay.
He helped me a lot as well.
Was he a pro boxer too, if I'm not mistaken?
I think he was amateur for sure, but he has bags of experience, Toby. The nicest guy you can ever meet. We got our pro license in Scotland as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good experience.
Yeah.
Just for you guys to be in a bit of a circle, in the circle of this conversation, Steve is obviously a pro boxer, as we spoke yet. Career span from 2000 pro career span, 2010, am I right?
2010.
2025?
Yep.
You can say, because
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you're gonna fight again soon.
Yeah, hopefully. We're in talks.
and I'll be there for sure behind you. Age 38, and his knockout. You know your knockout percentage.
No, I have to go
It's
check.
61%.
Yeah, it got it declined a bit because my last few fights, I fought Scott Dixon at middleweight, so they were heavier opponents. So
Was your last fight
Beto.
same?
No, lighter.
He's
We were
lighter.
he was 64 kilos. I was 64.7.
Ah,
I died trying to make weight. So
it's so crazy how the weight is even by 0.7 calculated.
even by 100 grams, when you are losing weight for the weigh-in, you feel like killing yourself. You don't need to anyone speaking next to you. You won't. You can't feel like going home or something. You need to stay alone.
Steve has 21 wins professionally, 6 draws and 2 losses.
No. 6 losses,
6 losses, 2
2
draws. Exactly.
3 of my losses, or 4 of my losses came in the beginning of my career, but in Scotland, because I was fed to the wolves, like they say. Me only having 1 amateur fight, I was fighting up against guys having 80 amateur fights, 4 pro, So, but I don't regret nothing. I gained experience from them. So
this is all under Scott as your coach, Scott Dixon.
no, not all of them.
Okay.
No.
But in Scotland.
Basically,
Or his
Scott.
father?
No, his grandfather.
Grandfather.
But he helped me, but he wasn't with me in the corners.
And why is that?
I think I don't know if he had the pro license or not.
Okay.
And with all due respect, he was a bit old. He gets tired and all,
Okay.
Scott Dixon couldn't make it in Scotland at those times. So my manager drives me to the venue, and he comes with me in the dressing room, and
So you're all alone.
I'm alone. But my manager, it's a funny thing. Like he goes speak to coaches in the dressing room. Can you make his corner? And he pays them to make my corner. So to be in my corner, having a stranger in the corner. So, well, as I said, I don't regret
Or
nothing.
their experiences, And
Yeah.
sometimes, thank God, you pass through these experiences.
Yeah. My character, yes. Knowing my character.
Upbringing, going from football to boxing, it's a bit different, How did they take it? Did they help you transition?
So, my parents always backed me up. Especially my mom, when she was alive, she used to take me to training, paying my flights to go UK and train with coach, everything. She did everything for me.
She passed away.
Yeah.
How old were you?
She passed away in 2014. 14.
I didn't know this, man.
Actually, she was in the hospital when I won my world title in 2014. And the day before, I told her, I'm gonna call you when I have the belt around my waist. And I called her. I have a video calling her from the ring. I told her, I told you I come sleep. I come with the belt in the hospital. And the next day, I went with the belt.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. And how did you handle that?
Very bad.
How old were you, Steve?
How old there? I don't remember, but it's 2014. You can.
Around in your 20s.
Yeah.
How did you handle it?
Very bad. I had the gym already, so I wasn't attending classes. Literally, I wanted to be alone, But then, thanks to some good friends and family, I got back up.
I can't believe it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It must be hard, because without my mother, personally, I can't do anything.
I know the
know?
feeling, bro. I know.
So, it's unbelievable.
Even my father helped me a lot and still supports me to this day.
Probably
So,
it was a big hit for him too.
of course.
You know?
Of course.
So let's go on to your father now. How is history your backbone to this very day?
Of course.
I see him at the fights. So
Of course.
he goes crazy.
My father actually is a race car driver and
Right.
mechanic as well. And my father too. I'm the only one who got into boxing, They are race cars maniacs, like.
So, is he always in your corner?
Always.
He's always there.
Never missed a fight.
He's always there, And even when the crowd, I think, against Scott, he was there, and he was telling him to come to fight. Can it be? Was it him? I think it was him. I think it was him.
I don't think so. He's not the type, my father.
I think it was him.
Quiet guy. Maybe.
I like,
Maybe.
because I saw him, obviously you hugging him after. I know the guy from by sight.
He looks like me, actually.
It's probably him.
I look like him.
It's probably him. It's probably him. Did you So obviously I had to change up the conversation a bit since you
No
told me
problem.
about this of your
Yeah, yeah.
parents. I want to elaborate a bit more on it because I'm sure you're not the only guy who passed through it.
Of course.
And there are some kids that took it lightly, some kids that maybe didn't even make through life, you know. Did you transfer all this anger or all this sadness into boxing?
Mm. I don't think so. I don't think so. I was better when my mom was here, obviously. As I said before, I had a lot of help from her, from both my parents. But after she passed away, like I said, I spent time away from boxing, away from friends, away from everything.
And how did you spend that time away? Just home?
Just home, like wanted to be in the dark alone, you know. And then I started to go train alone in the gym before the classes starts, because my friends took care of the classes anyway. But I used to go in the morning, train alone, and go back home. Then I got back into it.
And how long did it take for you to get back into it? Into life, not just boxing, because
Easily 4 months, like.
4 months.
But I got in slowly, yeah.
4 months, 4 months,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
literally 4 months of you staying at home, going to the gym alone. And how
Being
was
away from people.
you were with your wife or
No,
girlfriend?
no.
All right, so you literally alone.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm speechless, to be honest, because
Yeah, but,
I can't imagine myself without my mother.
God forbid, yes. No, but
Was
moms are special to us.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Was it all a shock, as in sudden, or was it
No,
Did
no,
it
no.
lead?
She had cancer
all right?
2 years prior. Then they told us she got rid of it through chemo and stuff. And then it showed back. So then it literally spent like 1 or 2 months, if I'm not mistaken.
It was all sudden. You can say
Yeah.
the
yeah.
last few months,
It was really bad, yeah.
because we passed through it too, and it was all sudden at the end. You know, I'm so sorry, man. So sorry. Leading up to the World Championship, obviously you felt you had to prove something to someone. Let's say, or you wanted to make someone proud.
Of course.
What was it like from the ground up towards it?
So, like I said, my mom was in hospital. I put like 200% into each session. I used to go home shattered, like. My coach Barry Smith came here for a month in Malta. Brought sparring partners as well. Ex-British champion. They're in Hamilton.
There in
So-
Hamilton, his
English as well.
okay.
We did countless rounds of sparring, running the stairs, Riviera. I barely slept because
Those killer stairs.
I used to train 3 times a day. Go spar in the morning, pads in the afternoon with Barry. Then I couldn't sleep at night, so I get my bicycle out and go do some about 40 kilometers as well, and go sleep for 3-5 hours, I think. It's not a good idea, yeah?
Was it consistent?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like if not every day, close to every day.
Every day, apart from a Sunday, maybe.
Dedication, right there.
It's dedication, but you get prone to injuries and stuff without proper rest. So
How many fights did you take before the pro fight? Before the final fight to victory?
I turned pro without any experience whatsoever. So I had one amateur fight. Malta got kicked out of the AIBA at the time. So we didn't have amateur boxing in Malta.
Okay.
I had that one, and an unlicensed fight, we say. In Malta they call it semi-pro. which doesn't exist in the world. So so I had one amateur, one semi-pro or unlicensed boxing, and went straight to pro. Basically, we didn't have any other choice in Malta, so yeah. I had my first fight as a pro in Scotland. Everyone cheering for the other guy, so you feel like I don't even know how to properly box at that time. So yeah, everything.
How old were you?
I think this happened in about 2011.
2011.
20s as well. I
Okay.
was.
So that was before, obviously, the World Championship.
The World Championship happened in 2014.
14. Exactly. So 3 years passed,
Mm-hmm.
you can say. And how many fights did you have before,
You know,
approximately?
let's say 7, 8.
7, 8. And were they all local, apart from the one in Scotland?
I fought in Malta, yes,
Okay.
but with foreign fighters.
Foreign fighters. Okay. So it's World Championship day or week.
Mhm.
Let's go with the week.
Yeah.
Preparation.
Preparation. I had my coach, as I said before, Barry Smith, with me.
He's always been there,
And
right?
he's the best ever. uh,
Mention who he trains. 'Cause this is important for the viewers.
He's in the gym of Ben Davidson. So they have superstars there. Anthony Joshua, Pat McMormack. If I start, like, I won't stop. It's all full of stars, the gym. When I went there, I went like, oh shit. Am I gonna train next to these?
You felt out of place.
Of course.
Nice feeling.
Best in the world.
I remember. After we met, after the YouTube video we created, it was my first pro at home video where we created this challenge and I got beat up. You had put up a post with Anthony Joshua, and you were like here, and that guy was at the roof.
I know.
I was like, wait, Jesus, huge, huh?
Yeah.
Huge, and his muscles like this.
It was like Jesus.
Imagine, imagine fighting him, though.
Check me? No. Pass.
Who would fight that guy, man?
Holiday. Yeah, there's his way too.
You must say, like, even they're different, or they're just different people.
Listen, you see them next to you, so they're huge guys. But obviously, there are guys who fought him and who won as well. So.
Of course. What's his name? Who won it?
And Daniel Dubois.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Another huge guy. So.
Like, I've only seen local boxing, and if I can, I would like to go see one in the
We
States.
can go together, innit?
We can actually go.
The best place to watch boxing is UK, yeah?
UK?
Better than the States. If
Really?
not Saudi. Saudi is the best at the moment.
At the moment,
Yeah.
you know, money
Yeah,
talks.
but like supporters wise, no better than the English.
Than the English, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's fight week, and
Mhm.
you have to make weight.
Of course.
Before you mentioned that making weight is a nightmare, and I had seen a video. I'm not sure who the fighter was. I forgot. It was actually, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
But
not sure.
I had nightmares doing weight at that fight as well. So
At what fight?
the World Championship,
Okay.
our world title.
Can you explain?
So the fight was made at 66.7, right? I weighed in on a Monday. I checked my weight, and I was about 74 kilos.
Oh my god.
I left it till last minute, because with all that training, I was gaining muscle as well. I left it till last minute, so I trained every day. It was August, by the way, in Malta.
August in Malta is
Heat wave.
it's not normal.
So I was training with sauna vest on. It's not healthy, by the way.
Why is that?
Sauna suits in summer in Malta.
Of course. Yeah.
I was running with sauna suits, and then training again with sauna suit in the gym. And leading up to my weigh-in day, it was on a Friday, I think. I had to turn on the heater in my room, in my bedroom. Stood on the bike with sauna suit as well, on the stationary bike, And I made before the weigh, and I made like 2 hours cycling, losing weight. I was drained as fuck. I couldn't barely walk. So then I made weight, and my opponent didn't.
Oh,
he came
shit.
68.5. So I said,
No.
fuck my life. Eh?
What happens then?
They took a cut from his wage, gave it to me. But still, I prefer guys doing weight. Look, I killed myself doing weight, so why the fuck you're not?
Shit.
Okay.
That's crazy. So you still fought?
Of course.
Still fought the guy?
Of course.
What was the date of the fight? Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, 20-something August.
Was it outside or indoor?
Indoor, Hilton.
So you can imagine the vibe of the place.
Yeah, nice.
It was nice. You still remember the feeling?
I remember the feeling. So the song, walking out, so
2014.
yeah.
Was there a fight before you that he came out? I'm not sure who the boxer was. He's Maltese. As the first punch knockout.
Like 5 seconds.
Literally, first punch knockout. He went in and he got tested for doping.
In Malta, you mentioned?
Yes. I forgot the name.
No, I don't remember.
It was around that time.
I don't remember.
That time. Anyways, obviously, building up to the fight, the tension is high from the weigh-in, even during the week, to putting on your gloves. What was the feeling? How did you feel? How did you get ready for the moment?
Adrenaline. Fight week. So you're barely eating nothing, barely drinking nothing, but you still have the power to train. So that's pure adrenaline.
So when you arrived at the we call it a stadium.
Mm-hmm. Venue.
The venue arena.
Yeah.
Anyway. What was so were people hyping you up? Was it more of a...
So basically, like all my other fights, since I have a boxing club, my students fought before me in the show. So sometimes I had to make 10 corners.
Before the fight?
I coach 10 of my guys, for example, and then I fight after them.
No.
I used to go in the ring like drained as well. This I think happened 90% of my fights. So if you sum it up, I never entered the ring 100%. Injuries by holding pads and stuff.
Can you say that it's local boxing that the facilities aren't here for young local talents? Or is it by choice?
It got better. Than this in these times I'm mentioning. But we're still out of resources, yes.
Okay. The fight, the ring, the bell goes on. What was the...
I heard nothing but my coach that night. I was listening to instructions. I was like an eagle in the ring, for hearing every punch he throws,
And who was the guy?
The guy is Graham Earl. I think till this day he's the best boxer to have entered Malta.
Really?
Yeah, with the record, he fought everyone as an amateur and as a pro as well.
Where's he from?
Forgot the place, but UK obviously, but I don't know.
Okay. So he was already champion.
Yeah.
And he tried to defend?
No, actually it was vacant, WBF title, and we fought for it.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
When you fought, it was dedicated to your mother.
Of course, between me and her.
Obviously, for sure. And obviously, the winning feeling is unbelievable.
Yeah. First thing I did, I told my father, give me your mobile, and I called her. I told you.
I can imagine, and that probably sticks into your memory forever.
Of course.
Right after that, so we went from you starting boxing to now winning the world championship. to what happened after, right after. So did you go back to training normally? Did you?
I always go back to train normally. Maybe I take maximum 3 days of rest, and I go back to the gym. But
And what was your rest like? What was your rest?
going to the gym.
Gym?
I have to coach, innit?
I
So
thought you were gonna say like lunch, these type of things.
yeah, maybe if I fought Saturday, I go for a lunch on Sunday. Yeah.
Nice lunch, Sunday family lunch.
In the beginning, when I started boxing, after fights, we used to go out drinking.
Of course, that's why I
So,
asked you. That's why I asked you.
Yeah. But after the world title, obviously, like I said, my mother was in the hospital, so
Responsibility,
yeah.
especially for.
And your mind
you.
is not gonna be like I'm
Partying.
going partying,
And was it long after she passed away?
Only about 1 month.
So you're world champion, and you get a hit.
Yeah, on my birthday as well.
Ah,
Yeah, but as we said,
as you said, you're going up. You won the world championship, so you're there. I'm capable of fighting, not anyone,
yeah,
but I'm capable of fighting. Bring it on, and then it's a big hit, So I highly doubt it was easy.
no,
you know.
it's hard. But life through the years, you gain a lot of experiences like this. So you feel like on the highest high, but then boom.
But then there's exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Before you mentioned, and we mentioned in the conversation, local boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Local boxing, in my opinion, was not as it's supposed to be before. And I had a conversation with someone, I'm not sure who it was, and he was explaining that instead there's a whole federation, not a federation, a whole group of this that creates one cool and insane boxing event. There's 2 people that have their own, and so I'm not too informed about it, so I wouldn't like to talk about
I
it.
can speak till tomorrow about this, but so we have 2 associations, one being a pro and one being an amateur.
Okay.
In my opinion, they should combine.
And why is that?
Because they will be all under one association.
Under one roof.
Yeah, like this, you won't have the amateur association telling the pro association you cannot have our amateur boxers fighting on your shows, and vice versa. So
Limitation.
in Italy, for example, there's only one association, the amateur and the pros, under one association. So in Malta, being small and we have problems as it is matching fighters.
Of course.
And then another thing, these associations I just mentioned are going by the book. But then you have promoters doing unlicensed boxing, unlicensed kickboxing, getting guys from gyms.
So you don't agree with it?
Barely been 2 weeks in the gym and they put them to fight, wearing different gloves. Someone's gonna get hurt.
We're not saying tennis, we're saying boxing. So
So
it's different. It's a fight.
a lot of promoters only care about putting money in their pocket. So
When you're saying promoters, you mean Fight Island?
no, actually, Fight Island are doing a pretty good job. Promoters, because their fights are sanctioned.
Okay.
So hats off to them.
To Fight Island, we're saying.
To Fight Island,
We'll come back to that.
not the people. Fight Island.
Fight Island.
Alright.
Not the people who are taking care of it. We'll come back to that because when we're saying people, it's our last guest, because he was just before you,
Yeah.
Adam Sullivan. That's a really cool podcast. I would suggest you go watch that too. So let's say you grow older, all right, and
Older
can-
than this?
Huh?
Older than this?
You got you got older, and you remind me of my mother, Astra, when I talk about age, when I speak about the age. Like she eats me. You got older and you got this opportunity, all right? There's a video on social media that you didn't quite like, that you saw. It was a bit too. How do I explain? The video of Scott.
When he wanted to turn pro, innit?
Yes.
Yeah. So I gave my honest opinion as a coach.
So this video was that a particular person wanted to become a pro boxer in under a year.
Yeah, 360 days.
And it's under a year. Steve sent out a comment, a message.
I only said to do it properly, take it step by step, start from the amateurs and work your way up. There was nothing disrespectful in it, and I just told him, yes, you can chase your dream, but in the proper way.
And then what happened? Then it took a bit of a step further.
Not just one. It took a sprint, I think.
Exactly. Maybe he understood the wrong message.
Or he wanted to get some more views and comments and you know, all that shit.
Interesting.
He put a video the next day that I called him out.
I remember it.
And that Maltese Maltese sports will never go nowhere. Fucking for a small island, we did some achievements.
We're talking like in all aspects. If it's tennis, you know, we have a female athlete. I think Francesca Cormi who's doing very well.
There's a lot of a lot of athletes who made great achievements, and then you have this guy, fucking Justin Bieber, saying we never did nothing.
I think that there's always a message behind a message. So it could have been just a call out where he wanted to hit you with a bit of a prick, you know.
I was like the fish he was looking for.
Exactly, and you reached out, so it came in the perfect time. They hit you a bit with the when you. So you called him out in a way.
I didn't, basically. If you go watch the videos and stuff, I didn't call him out. When he said that I called him out, I don't know which video, because there's a lot, I think. I told him I fight you and that Love Island guy, Andre, in the same night.
What do you think about Andre?
I think he got dragged into this.
You feel like he got dragged into it?
Yeah, by Flaky.
And why did he get dragged into it?
Because I think Flaky was promising him a lot of stuff, a lot of dreams, you know. And Flaky chose weak opponents for himself in the beginning and put Andre with more experienced guys to lose.
So you think that is the case?
Yeah. No, I bet money on it.
You're certain?
So he can look good and his friend doesn't, you know. He gets all the praise. Even though he was shadow boxing when he fought, he never hit the guy. He got the win.
The first fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so this turned into a whole event. Am I right? So it wasn't just one step further. It was just, literally, as Steve said, a whole sprint. And they hit Steve with a bit of a punch to the stomach, you can say, to the solar plexus. I still remember that word because I got punched it so fucking hard in the challenge. He hit me here. So like, I still can't breathe to this day. That Scott Dixon, how did it happen exactly? So Scott Dixon, as we said earlier, was Steve's coach. There was a bit of unsettled business.
From my end, there was nothing. There was nothing. Basically nothing. He had something, literally. So
what do you mean?
I think he had something in the stomach, like he wanted to get out. Because I was in bed, I just had my baby, I think, let's say 3 weeks or 1 month, let's say 1 month. I didn't care about boxing at that time. All I cared about is taking care of my wife and my baby. And I started receiving this video.
These videos that they created.
Of Scott Dixon. He was saying that I'm basically shit. I bought my fights. That's why I won. that the media proclaimed me to be this world champion. I said, I got like, fuck,
You know, a bit of
this guy. Why?
your coach. Imagine.
He used to be my coach, yes, but we were on speaking terms. Actually, I was taking my guys to spar his guys the next day, but obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah.
After, and I messaged Scott and I told him, what the fuck is this? He told me the boys told me you were in on it, you knew about this. I told him I didn't know, fuck. And anyway, from there on,
It was a whole brawl. A special thanks to show creators, my go-to team for design and animation. They specialize in branding, marketing, animation, and bringing creative ideas to life. If you have an idea and you don't know where to start, they could help you from the ground up. Make sure to contact them on their socials at show.mt. Let's get back to the pod.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my coach. Imagine, like,
Yeah,
it's been a bit of a...
It's hard because we've been through a lot of stuff together, like me and Scott. I spent years being with him every day, training, going out, everything. And when you hear somebody like that speaking shit about you, it's like.
And what? Because there were you were on a live chat one time, and there was a bit of beef coming out of each other's mouths.
Yeah, of course. That's I think the week following, before the fight.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't want to get into personal details.
It was shit at that time also.
Of course. Because it got very, very personal.
Of course.
Which is obviously unfair for both, because
you're gonna hit me with one, I'm gonna hit you with 2 or 10.
And then vice versa, So it ended up in a whole brawl.
Literally.
No. I was there for the first fight with you and Scott, and it was crazy. In fact, when you won the fight, he didn't even shake your hand. For example,
it happened from both sides. That night I fought 6 extra rounds, in my opinion and the opinion of everybody in the crowd.
What do you mean?
Because he should been counted out with that body shot.
Yes.
The referee, he played it like he didn't know.
Slipped.
Yeah, it wasn't a fucking slip. Everyone should.
Exactly.
You don't give the guy 1 minute to recover if it was a slip. So anyway, it's past.
It's the past, and
but it's like I had it stolen from me, because no one ever puts knocked down Scott Dixon in Malta. So
no. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice. It like they say, Maltese in the comma,
Yeah, but I respect him as a fighter, But yeah, I did it. I should have was given it.
You should have won earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier in the fight. Yeah. I heard, Steve, that you passed through a difficult time apart from your mother's passing. Doping. Doping was a big part of it.
So, we had planned to fight for the WBC Mediterranean in Malta, but
Who's we?
Demistonna, my promoter at that time, he planned the show in Malta for WBC Mediterranean, but the association WBC told us that I must have a fight prior to this title. So we went to Sicily for a fight, and I had a knee injury at that time, so I couldn't make weight, like I wasn't running and stuff, and I was taking these fat burners. I bought them over the counter
in a pharmacy.
Yeah. Basically, I was taking them every day to make weight. The fight happened. I won, and I got up for the doping test. Me and my opponent. I went, made the doping, took a beer with my opponent, everything. So I was relaxed, obviously. And then after, I think, let's say 3 weeks or 2 weeks, I received the result, fucking positive for So I forgot what its name. Like it's an amphetamine something. Traces of amphetamine something.
Okay.
I don't remember. What the fuck? I spent like 4,000 euros to go to court in Rome, and I went there, and they gave me 4 years, 4 fucking years, bro, for traces of some shit I don't know what
Holy
is it.
shit.
It's not like a steroid or something, but anyway, I was googling every day. The most the most years athlete when they got caught, athletes spent like 6 years to 1 year with the same stuff. But Steve Martin,
4.
4 years, bro.
4.
So
6 months to a year, you mean?
yeah,
6 months.
6 months to a year, yeah. But I got 4. I'm special, innit?
I got 4. And there was another Maltese boxer who got.
I don't know.
I'm not too sure. Who? Because I made a bit of research obviously before I came about.
There's at least that got caught with everything, but
Obviously we're talking about you. And
I'm
that.
talking about Steve Martin. I got caught with that shit, but
What happened then? What happened after? So it was
4
years was 4 years.
yeah. So after you can take the bad with the good with the bad, like they say. I started doing these charity events.
Okay.
I still fought as a main event to give some show to people, you know. And we were collecting like 2,000, 4,000 every show, and we
That's
used to,
nice,
to
that's
give to
nice.
charity.
That's
That
nice.
was nice. I got close to these kids and people, you know. It was a very nice thing to do.
So
I
for-
still help a bit how I can till this day.
Was it close to your mother's passing or before?
No, after.
Much after.
Yeah.
So you recovered from something and got hit back with something else.
Bro, life puts you through challenges, and when you go out from those challenges, you are stronger, and you know how to dust yourself up and keep going.
So you believe that you learned a lot from these situations?
It's not like learned. You like you get tough in a way, you know. It's not till now. There's nothing gonna happen. Happened worse than my mother's passing. So
Of course.
I know how to handle myself, you
I
know.
can imagine. I'm still speechless because I didn't know. And I'm speechless. Fight Island season 1 passed and you fought Scott. The beef did not stop. It was still on the top of your mind. Scott had won the fight, I think. So I'm talking
Which
about.
Scott, the postman or the boxer?
That's up to you. You choose.
Which Scott? Which Scott you're saying?
Flaky.
Oh,
So-
but the postman, alright.
Because he's both. You can in a way. In my eyes, he's a boxer.
He's not a fucking
In your
boxer,
eyes,
bro. Far from it.
Okay. So, if I want to talk about Scott, all I can say is hats off, in a way. Although sometimes he goes over the limit, which I totally understand. But hats off. He made the boxing a bit more recognizable.
Listen, I hate that I'm saying this. I really hate it. But yes, heads off to his last fight.
His last fight was against a pro boxer.
He's not a pro
He's
boxer.
not a pro boxer?
Igor trains with me. He's not a pro boxer actually. I think he totally has about 3 fights.
So why
amateur.
did they mention his pro?
Yeah, because even Scott, they got the pro license for that fight too. Bro, you can literally go to the association and apply for the pro license yourself. So, well,
It's that easy.
it's that fucking easy, bro.
I don't agree with this, huh?
Yeah, even me, you have to have experience. But then again, you have supervisors that have to take care of the matchmaking, you know?
Because, all right, as a footballer, you earn your pro contract. So why as a boxer, you have a right to go get what you want?
Because it's a self-employed business, bro. Boxing is a self-employed business.
So why is the association? Why is the association there? Just to give out free.
It's not free.
I'm asking because
You're paying the membership. You're paying for your medicals. That's basically it.
so it's a money making business.
Yeah.
I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay. So
When I got my pro license in UK, for example, they didn't just give us the pro license like this.
of course.
Me and my friend Daniel McAuliffe were licensed from Scotland. They put us in a gym and we sparred pro boxers. Guys from the association come and watch the spar, and they will tell you if you're eligible for the license or no.
That's pressure.
Yeah. Luckily, we both passed, me and Daniel.
That's pressure. That's pressure.
Yeah.
I have no doubt you're there. So you're there with the guys who are on television. You know.
Mhm.
So I have no doubt about
as
it.
as I was saying, hats off to his last fight, Scott,
Yes.
because he was taking a lot of shit from boxers to promoters, from
The public in general.
the public, everyone. But then you have some pro boxers in Malta, bro. They fight guys like, I don't know, bro. Like they can
Amateurs.
barely walk to the ring. No, listen. If you're mentioning amateurs, it depends what level of amateurs you're mentioning.
Okay.
I have Dyson and Bradley. They are amateurs, for
Yes,
example. Let's
amateurs.
mention I think the most experienced amateur boxers at the moment.
Give them a shout out. They deserve it.
Dyson Shikambri and Bradley Moula.
They deserve it.
But you cannot say amateurs because they are lacking technique or something, bro.
Of course. They're there as well.
Put one of them with Flaky, bro. He does maybe 7.5 seconds.
You think so?
Of course, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, he shoots himself. Anyway, and you had the general public saying he's shit, he's this, this. And like I said, boxers and other guys.
Another hats off as well.
And
because
then you have pro boxers who are fighting, like I said, people who can barely walk to the ring.
is it lack of balls in a way,
I don't know, bro. Cause
or is it the limitation as well? Is it limitation?
no.
here or not?
I don't agree with limitations, because you can get any level from abroad. You're obviously not gonna get big names because
Of
they
course.
have to pay big money.
Of course.
But yes, I don't agree with boxers and promoters saying Flaky doesn't deserve to be in the ring, or he's shit. He is in a way shit, but come on, guys.
He's trying.
Yeah, he fought a 50-50 fight, bro. He went in a 50-50 fight.
He also fought you in a way. You can't say.
Hmm?
Is it a fight?
I don't know if
Yes or no.
you call it a fight with one
Yes or
hand.
no, yes
But
or
he
no.
still got the shit beat out of him, so
Left
Yeah.
hand, right hand.
left only.
You're left.
Yeah.
You're left.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Oh yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Me, left hand only I used.
No, but you're right. Dominant hand.
Yeah.
Dominant hand. All right. I was there as well, so
Yeah,
it was a bit.
Hey.
It was a bit tensed up as well. You fought both of them at the same time.
Mhm.
Right.
And as I said before, he put Andre in bad positions. He put Andre first with me, so I get tired for him, he thought.
Mm.
He put 3 rounds on Andre against me, and then he got in. Yeah, that guy is clever, bro.
So you think Andre is just there just to? play around.
Andre is his guinea pig, bro.
Mm.
Poor guy does whatever he tells him.
Have you ever mentioned it? Pulled him aside, maybe.
No, I don't have to. Why?
You don't have to. You don't.
Listen, he's an adult at the end of the day.
Of course. And do you think Scott hit his goal?
Of course.
So he hit his goal.
He's using people.
And do you think you're part of those people?
In a way, yes, but I took advantage out of it too.
Of course.
I took
Of
advantage
course, of
out
course.
of it.
Another interesting fight you had lately. I think it was your last fight
Yeah.
till now. And I obviously want to see more of you till God gives you.
Yeah.
Leiden Be'o. Leiden Be'o was also on our channel as well. He gave us the opportunity as well. He's a very nice guy, very funny guy.
Top, bro.
He's so nice. He's so nice.
Top.
And that fight was very emotional for both of you.
Of course.
I think it was a bit more than Scott. Was it a bit more than Scott Dixon's fight?
Emotion, yes, but I didn't have 1% of emotion with Scott Dixon, bro. I literally wanted to hurt him in the ring.
Of course, whereas with Leiden it was more of who's the better shark now, in a way?
Yeah, with I was focusing on my technique, trying not to get hit, you know. I gave a show. We fought till the last breath, innit? So, but yes, I respected Be'o, but not Scott in the ring at that moment. That time I didn't.
And that was all under another event, as in the same event, but another
Fight Island 2.
Exactly. Leading up to the fight, it wasn't as beef in a way.
There was no beef.
Obviously, the idea of Leiden was to beat you and become Malta's #1 boxer.
Yeah, he wanted to beat me. He wanted to beat him.
Of course.
That's why we fight too.
Of course, and that's why everyone fights. You know, you don't want to go into a ring and lose.
Sure.
Obviously, and I can't talk, and no one can talk to boxers to ask them how it feels to step into a ring. Imagine, okay, you know, you're gonna fight a person. I don't think it's the nicest feeling, is it?
As soon as you're walking into the ring, you don't feel nothing for that person, bro. You go in the ring with the mentality that he's gonna try to hurt you. So what you have to do? It's try to hurt him, no? So
it's such a nice sport. I'm gonna underline this word: to watch.
If you get into it, you will love it.
Like one of my friends, actually a very good friend of mine, you can say, was alright in football, you can say. I love him so much. Came to your place and transformed his life into a totally different person. I don't.
He's actually a good boxer, bro.
He's good.
He's
good. Yeah, he's good in something. Yeah. I know. You know who you are, so. I know the guy very well, and he's enjoying it. You transformed his life, as I said. He got out some new friends of it, and he told me I didn't know he fought at Fight Island as well.
He had an exhibition.
He had an exhibition
with fucking K's in there. Tank.
He's good.
Yeah, I was strong. And
1,000 and how old?
I think same age.
2006
or 5, yeah.
My age then, 2005. 2005. You have to have the guts, you know, to fight. It's not as easy as, you know.
Guts and brains, bro. You have to have brains as well.
It's a chess game, but with fitness and...
Cause if you only have guts, you will only fight till about 28 or 30. You end up speaking like this. You know, remembering nothing.
You think... Because that's another thing, you know. It can get brutal sometimes. You can actually die in the ring.
Listen, when you're in the ring, you're only one shot away of losing your life or ending up in a wheelchair. So, yeah, there's that risk. But then again, so are race cars. So a lot of sport is dangerous. So,
do you think you'll fight this year?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm planning to.
Is it so? As boxers, it's not as easy to find a fight as.
So it's not easy.
What's the procedure?
Let's say a couple of months ago, I was challenged by this guy. Okay. He fights at middleweight, 72.5. I fight at welterweight, 66.7. And funnily enough, it only happened in Malta that the bigger guy challenges the smaller guy. Okay, no problem for me. Let's fucking do it. I messaged him. I told him, let's do it. You make weight, we do it. No problem. If if you're bigger than me and I challenged you, I will go up to your weight.
Of
But
course.
if
Try.
if you're a smaller guy, and I challenged you, I have to come down to your weight. It's fucking common sense, bro. Common sense. It's not so common with this guy. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it happens, maybe it not. But
So you know the opponent,
of course,
and is it on the Fight Island?
yeah.
All right.
Listen, hats off again to Fight Island.
Do you think for them it's just business, or is it to grow the sport?
It's business for them and for us boxers as well.
Okay.
A boxer's career is very very short. So my opinion to up and coming boxers is take whatever makes sense. The
Okay.
most money you can make, because it's a short career, like I said. And these guys, although they showed a bit late in my career, but it's a very good thing they showed up. I used to the best deal I got to fight in my country. It's a 50-50 deal on tickets.
Ooh.
Before they showed up.
Okay. As a boxer here in Malta, what's the average pay you'd get for each fight?
Bro, if you get 50% on ticket sales, you sell.
Sell out.
You're lucky.
And how much is the I'm asking because it's very important for our viewer to
What
know.
you mean?
So imagine you have a main event fight.
Mm-hmm.
What's the checkout for it?
It depends how many tickets you sell.
An average fight. An average fight.
And let's say if you're lucky, you make 2,500.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, bro. You have, and maybe you get some sponsors and stuff.
Is it worth it here in Malta?
No, if you're gonna do boxing for money, don't do it at all. You have to love the sport. That's why I do it, bro.
It's so sad because I hear people saying that athletes, I'm not gonna mention football, tennis, box. Athletes are overpaid.
No.
No. Let's not say locally, but I 110% don't agree, because they don't understand that us as athletes, we can't go abroad, we can't eat what we want, we can't do what we want, we have sacrifices. Everyone does, but from people who work on a normal job, to us, you can't say, all right, I'm gonna take 3 days off and go. It's impossible.
No.
It's impossible. For example, you went abroad not too long ago. You were still in the gym.
Of course.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
You know, so there's so much the pressure undertaking. Thousands of people watching you. You get knocked down, people are watching you.
Especially in Malta,
You
you're
know.
not paid enough, bro.
You know, and if you get knocked down in a sport, we're going to focus on boxing today. It's not easy to get back up. For example, I'm
No.
going to mention this as well. Influencer boxing. Okay, I'm not sure if you're interested.
But
The first main event of influencer boxing, if I'm not mistaken, was KSI versus Joe Weller. You know them, or you're not too?
I know who KSI is, but I don't
Okay.
follow much.
Joe Weller was one of my favorite and most watched YouTubers. Okay, he used to go to haunted houses, create all this content, and I used to love this guy. They stepped in the ring. It's an influencer boxing. It's not.
I know.
It's normal.
I
It's just a fight. This guy lost. I don't want to say this, but I think he lost his career because he
Yes.
just got knocked down and lost.
Honestly.
And this guy, honestly, from there on, I don't remember seeing another video of his. It's automatic, you know. So the pay for me it's not.
Bro,
in the box.
one choice can make you or break you.
It's
Only
unbelievable.
one fucking choice.
It's a risk that he took not lost his life, but he lost probably his reputation
Everything.
just from one knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So regarding the money, it's so underpaid that, as you said, if you want to do boxing for money, here's not the right place.
Bro, I've been doing boxing for 15 years, almost 16. You think if it pays? I still work. I go out in the morning at 5 a.m. I'm still out till 7:30 or 8
And you
p.m.
came here today.
As
Massive
well.
respect.
As well.
I thank you so much.
If we make money, we don't do this shit.
course.
though.
But I can't understand. Okay, I'm not talking athletes in general. How can we become pros if I'm gonna say payout because it's what do we eat? We don't eat our gloves. You know, we eat
I've
you know.
never been a proper pro, bro. I've never been a proper
Why
pro.
is that?
Because you
Financial
don't
situation.
income مش ovvja.
Exactly. Because people say, because he did it for the money.
لا
People,
لا لا.
for I'm gonna mention this because we're in the conversation. When people saw you in Fight Island because of the money, how it's what we work for. What we work for.
It is because of the money, but what is his fucking business, bro?
You know.
I don't give a fuck about him.
You know.
Who is he?
Of course.
He take these shots in the head.
I understand.
So
I understand. So you can't, because in our last episode, Adam said that he wants to help Malta take to the World Cup, the Malta national team to the World Cup.
Who, him?
What was that face?
Why? He's gonna play you.
He wanted to play for 5 minutes. That was his idea. Hats off to him. Maybe it's a cool idea. Maybe he can manage. What do you think?
I think he falls flat on his face.
But yes, one of the conversations that we had in the last episode is that I think it's a for sure no, because he came up with a statement that he said, imagine I give each player €1 million. Will we enter? Possibly yes.
Check.
Possibly yes. Imagine I give you €1 million right now, and you just go pro boxing. Can you imagine the difference in your life?
Yes, I will make a good year or two because I'm 38 now.
But you know that.
Yes,
imagine
yes. I know what you mean. I know.
It's
the easiest I had it is when I used to live with my mom and dad.
Of course.
She cooked, she washed the clothes for me. I barely spent a cent, but I still had the gym. I still had to coach the guys, so I never was a proper pro.
How was your meal plan during your career? A mess.
A mess in the beginning, especially. we didn't know diets. We didn't know anything. So when in the beginning when I used to do weight, I eat soup in a day and train 3 times a day.
No,
it's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. That's on the verge of getting sick.
Always getting sick. Always
of
getting
course.
injured.
Of course. And how's your day-to-day meal prep now?
Basically,
is it standard or is it just?
No, yeah, I eat healthy especially when I have fights. But it's mainly I order food, because I don't have time to go home and eat or meal prep, nothing.
And what's your go-to order? As in, what's your go-to meal? Day to day. Is it rice? Is it chicken? Is it this or is it just like a?
Close to fights, I make steak. I have steak and egg diet.
All right.
Close to the fights.
So it's constant steak and egg.
Close to the fight, I'm saying about 1 month before the fight here. Yes.
And right now?
Right now, I'll take some reps.
The normal food.
Yeah. But healthy.
KFC?
No, fuck that.
Maybe I catch you lacking. But I didn't manage.
Listen, sometimes once in a while, yes, I take. Of course, I love sweets, so.
Of course. Actually, speaking about diets, I'm taking on this. I don't know if you saw on my socials that I took on this challenge. It's called the 12-week reset.
Mm-hmm.
And during this 12-week reset, I go through journaling, reading, building my physique, because I was always called the skinny fuck, at training.
All right.
I'm tall and it's very hard to gain fucking muscle. So shut up and let me try, Let me try. And I took on this challenge, Thank God, there's my mother. Who, as you said, meal prep. She's literally my...
Easy work, bro. Easy work.
She's literally an angel sent from heaven that takes care of all my meal prep. I have 5 meals a day. Okay.
That's so you can keep cooking, mom. Yeah.
5 meals a day for 12 weeks. It's not fucking funny because I'm gonna die and I'm still on the 8th week.
It is funny because you're doing shit. You're doing nothing.
No, I'm doing a lot and I'll explain. So during these 12 weeks, I managed to play around 4 Premier League matches or 5.
Nice.
So it helped me a bit and get back on focus. I managed to create 3 episodes, 4 actually, including this. There's a whole thing to it. So I gained muscle as well. It's so nice, man, and it's so nice eating healthy as well.
Very.
Last night, I'm gonna actually say this in front of the viewer. I had my second cheat meal during this 12 week. It was a burger. Okay, and as soon as I had this burger,
You appreciate it more, innit?
it's true, but I felt bad
You
after.
felt bad after.
I felt bad after. Even my stomach.
Normal.
It's like I wanted to throw up.
Yeah.
When you get immune to good food and healthy food, it's
You have
naturally
to
noticed.
have balance. You have to set a goal, like reach it, and then you have to fall a bit off the bike. So
How are you on unhealthy eating? Do you sometimes cheat?
I used to be really bad in following diet.
All right, interesting.
So I just panic when my fight approaches, for example, and then I start eating nothing,
Nothing.
getting sick. So
Nothing.
once I went, I don't know how much fever I had in the ring.
In the ring,
Literally bad fever before I went in the ring.
and you won.
Yeah, luckily. I fought like shit, but
You remember Bep? Bep is, but
I don't know.
when we had attended the first pro at home, and it was pre-season. It was pre-season, and during pre-season, as a footballer, you how do you say titlaya in English? It's like you let go a bit, you'll have that 2-3 weeks of no club training. Exactly, 3-week break. And I was like, let me try to do a pull-up. And there was a bar. You know how the gym is, good vibes. There's a bar in the middle, and there was this fucking small piece of metal. I think I still have the mark here.
I remember. Oh man.
And I go pull up, and I'm feeling a bit strong, yeah, because and I hit my face as soon as it starts. Blood in my face.
I know,
These
I remember.
fuckers laughing. The mic in bit in front of you.
Well,
And this guy was shocked. He wanted to laugh, but he couldn't because we were still new to each other.
I'm feeling sorry for you.
And then the challenge started. The challenge started by him teaching us the techniques. Myself and my ex-business partner Jake were terrible. I'm gonna put the link in the bio at the moment. We were so bad, and it was so funny behind the scenes as well. And then he put us to a sparring session where we put our foot in the circle.
Yeah.
I still have the video. It's so funny.
Body sparring.
We were like two kids, man. It was so funny.
You put 100% in the.
We're actually fighting. It's like
man.
we were pissed off at each other. We're
Nice.
fighting. We're fighting. But I got punched in the solar plexus. I didn't see anything after that. I had another challenge at boxing because we're going back through Champions Connect last week, and we had it. I got my brother to a challenge. It was with Zach Aleya,
All right.
the guy of
Yeah, I know Zach is our friend. Trains with Joshua.
He has a very cool story as well. He has a very cool story that from football he went into boxing. It was a very quick transition that I would like to speak about with him. I told him punch me normally. I had the, what's it called?
The body bag.
The body bag, and then it will transition onto Zach.
It was part of our reel for Instagram.
This guy fucking pounds me in the stomach, and I lose my breath. I'm like, oh, what?
Sick.
Finished.
I will show the video.
I put the videos in, and yeah, exactly. And I did these challenges with you, with Leiden, and I met a few boxers on the way. Fasto, but
Yeah, Faso good.
huge. He's huge. He's incredible as well. And I did one with you once, and we showed up at the gym, and I wasn't too sure what was gonna happen, because obviously we built a relationship, and I was like, all right, these went well. Why don't we build off each other? And I was like, I saw this video on TikTok where this guy, apparently in the gym, when you say jab, and you keep going,
Of
You
course.
remember?
You can shout out. Say it enough. Jab.
exactly, you keep on going. And we came up with this idea. There was a barber right across the road, if I'm not mistaken, or on the same pavement.
On the same pavement.
The
yeah.
same I was like, all right, we're gonna start from the ring, go into the bathroom. You remember the bathroom?
Cross the road.
I was pissing.
Cross the road.
Cross the road. going to the barber, and this video got a ton of views. It was so funny.
It was good though.
It was so funny, and like that we built a relationship that So from this community that I'm trying to build, I realized how important connections are,
Very.
and the patience I had to open, obviously, the studio and be talking to different guests is unbelievable. And that's why you mentioned before that it was a bit unlucky that Adam and Scott came into the conversation and into the equation such late into your career.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see it in a good way,
It's
it's perfect timing. You can't
it's
say.
not them. It's Fight Island. It's their boss. You know?
You think it's their boss or they're the bosses?
Fight Island is the boss. So I was approached by a guy.
So not by them.
No, I was approached by a guy first because I really didn't want to meet them. If I had
remember.
met them, I
remember,
don't know
I
what
remember.
happened with them.
It was really heated in the beginning,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
heated. Because then they were making memes out of these things.
Them check. I told them I told this guy I don't want them to be in the same room as them because they will end up fucking hurt. So, and then he started dealing with me and he made the fight happen in Scott. So,
And who's the guy? Is he part of the team?
Yeah,
Under
yeah,
them? Okay, so
yeah,
okay, it's okay.
yeah.
I remember they had launched a diss track against you.
Yeah.
And the guy who sang is my cousin.
Lost
Ben Miller is my cousin. And it was so funny. And Beppe loved it. And it was so cool. And it was basically Ben had created the song. It was called Blessed. It's
nice
insane.
song. Yeah.
It's insane.
Good one.
It's
Good
so
one.
nice.
Good one.
He's so talented, and I want to get him here because he has a really cool story too. And they transitioned it into Maltese and with Steve, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious, and Malta's so small,
It's good.
That's why
So,
and that's why, as mentioned before too, a reputation here can be damaged so quick.
yeah.
And did it?
It depends. Your reputation can get damaged, yes, so quick. But if you have a good one and a lot of people know you, it will be hard.
Were you on both sides
What do you mean?
of the reputation scale in your career?
Listen, in the beginning, I used to care a lot about my reputation. Even now, I still treat people with respect and with everything, but I don't feel like I owe people anything. I just be myself. I always took good fights whenever they came. I had a lot of shit for doing a sparring session with one hand with these guys, but I don't really care. As I said on socials, I got paid to entertain people.
Do you think he's the final boss,
Who?
Scott?
I wish.
So you want to fight him?
Of course. Not fight. Break him up. I need to see him crying in front of me. I would love to.
But so that's the end goal for your.
Yeah, he's not a final boss, bro. Hey, come on.
But I think he needs to be.
We will ruin Fight Island
No.
if we call him a final boss, I think.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, bro. She's so...
I think I know the guy, and he's obviously
Yeah,
killing it.
he's telling everyone that he wants to fight me at
Of
the
course.
end of the year or something.
But I'm gonna talk on behalf of boxers. Do you think you have to shut his mouth?
Yes.
You.
If he will agree to it, he will.
Do you think he'll agree, or he'll pussy out?
I think with all this hype he built up around him and people hate him, so I think he will have to show up for it. Oh?
You think he'll show up, as in,
I think so.
or it will be like just all, and then he'll just not show up. Imagine that.
I think
Imagine that.
I think he will get shit all his life if he doesn't. Imagine he grows older, he has kids, driving them to school. People tell him, "Fucking flaky, you shit yourself,"
Ah.
It's not good to have that as a father. Oh.
Let's get out a bit of boxing because obviously I don't want to base Steve Martin just on boxing, because obviously I have no doubt you're the best guy out of the ring, I don't know many boxers that are down to earth as you are.
Thank you.
So remain the same. Don't change for anyone.
No one has to.
If you had to take off your gloves, who is Steve Martin?
I'm a simple guy. Love spending time with my family and friends as well. Always up for a laugh, you know. So I think I like relaxing at the moment with people I like, you know,
They have your second kid on the way.
as well. Well,
Wow. Did you ever think that you come into the situation
it's a
as a father?
it's a situation I like, and I wished
It was earlier.
earlier. But I think God knows what He's doing, so I'm
Of
more
course.
settled now. Looking forward for the second one, because I love spending time with the kids. So
For sure. I think it's so nice.
nothing compares to it, bro.
And do you regret them not seeing you box? Because maybe it could be a bit late till they understand what boxing is.
Lucky there's videos. Luckily,
And this
'Cause-
podcast.
because
And this podcast.
as well.
Imagine them looking back in 4 years.
I don't think I will be fighting when they are older and they will remember. So
Would you have a bracket of when you want to say, listen, I'm done. Thank you very much to the sport.
I don't know. Like, I love the sport. I gave it my whole life.
Of course.
It's hard to say that I will quit.
It's a matter of quitting, because quitting is like when
Hey,
you're-
hey.
But
That's how I'm sure that's how it's gonna feel when I'm gonna stop. You know?
I see these quotes, and one of them says, "Leave the sport before the sport leaves you."
Uh-huh.
That's important.
Then again, I'm fucking good in giving advice. I'm not really good in taking it. So I can't see my life without boxing.
As in fighting. 'Cause
As
I'm
in
sure.
fight.
I'll bet my life that you'll not leave the gym.
Yeah, of course I won't.
Of course.
100%. I love coaching, especially when you have dedicated guys. But till now, I think nothing compares to me having myself in the ring, you know, till now.
I
Till
think
now.
it's a different feeling, and I think that everyone comes to an end in a way.
Of course. I'm planning to hang them up this year.
This year,
Yeah, after 1 or 2 good fights.
you have on the back of your shorts, you have Santiago, which is your
Yes.
son.
Yes,
What's gonna happen with the next one?
that's
For
why.
next fight.
That's why maybe
You need the XL shorts now.
That's why I have to do 2, not 1, maybe.
So what's gonna happen now? Where's his addition gonna be? On the shorts. That's important. Or on the gloves, maybe on the gloves.
Man, I get rid of Super.
No,
Man,
you cannot. You cannot.
they will
That's
replace.
important. That's important. Super. And the funny thing is that there was Super Scott Dixon as well.
Yeah, actually, he gave me the nickname.
He
when
gave
I-
it to you?
when I used to train with him. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm.
That's cool. There's so much we can talk about. You know, about boxing, about family, about life. And I think that the part you went through, from also you losing a parent, you being a parent now, it's a bit, you know. So I think that you should focus a lot on, obviously, building your mom's reputation for your kids.
Of course.
So I think that's one of your goals.
I am already trying my best. Every minute I have extra on my hand, I spend it with my son and my wife. So yeah, and as I said, I love spending time with them. So
Is entering the ring and the possibility of getting knocked out your biggest fear?
I don't think about that one. The part where I get knocked down.
Did you ever get knocked out?
Mela, yes,
How many times?
twice.
Twice in your career.
Twice.
Blackout?
It was a blackout for about 5 seconds, but
Okay.
I always got back up.
And where was it face?
I think it's the temple, temple and jaw, I think.
I never asked you this, but I'm very, very
Yeah.
curious. What's the mark on your head?
The mark on my head when I was
You
young.
can show the audience maybe a bit.
Well,
Tiger mark.
That's when I was young. I ran from my mother and I got hit by an old car, classic car, Morris 1000.
No.
They literally had to lift the car, about 7 guys, and take me from underneath the car.
Are you fucking crazy, man?
Yeah, I was young. I didn't know nothing.
Oh, way, yeah.
Man, bro. That's why I still.
So you were bad though.
Man, a bit. That's why I still get up when I get knocked down. You know.
Of course, after that's fucking hit by a car.
It toughened me
and
up.
you got up. Kiko nibqa' mal-arti in my back. At this point in time in my life, my back's already fucked.
Imma.
We're getting old, man. We're getting old. I'm already
Yeah,
19. I'm feeling my back is like I'm an old man.
I can't see.
My lower back.
That's because you're tall, I think. I didn't pass.
It's true.
I didn't pass from
It's
it.
true, huh? No, it's true, and it's from tall, but there's the ugly side to it, you know,
ماشي.
where it can be a bit effective. So obviously, everyone works for, as I said, a good reputation. How do you want to be remembered as Steve Martin in the boxing industry?
But that I never backed out from fights. I always gave my 100% in the ring, and basically helped everyone in his way as well.
So when I say Steve Martin in the coming years, people will remember as the best boxer in Malta. That's what you want, obviously. That's I think was the, or is it more of a he was the guy who helped the industry?
I'm the guy who helped the industry. I think yes, a big part of it. But being the best, it's not up for me. Because I have guys at the gym that are already
better than you.
better than me. So
Who are they? Are they the guys?
check.
You are the children.
Nice, Bradley,
You are the
Casey.
children.
That are, at their age, I didn't even know what gloves are. So there you
I-
go. They
I-
already have 35 fights. So
I think we're in very good hands
Yeah,
as the
yeah,
Maltese future of boxing.
yeah.
And they're so nice guys. They're down to earth as well.
Top.
They help me a lot with Champions Connect. So
Thank you.
I thank you guys so much. I think we spoke a lot about who you are in boxing and all these things. I would like to pass on something to you that, as I say in each and every podcast, journaling changed my life. In a way, I found myself. You found yourself with, unfortunately, your mother's passing, and through the doping and through all the tough times where I passed through a lot too. Not as much as you, for
Well,
sure.
you're still young, bro.
I'm still young.
Thank God for it.
There's so much things I have to pass through. But the things I passed through were also quite tough on me. Nothing comparable to you.
But it's still our lessons and big lessons in life, bro.
And one of the places where I found myself is writing down my day-to-day and seeing where I studied myself around. So I would like to pass on this journal to you, as I pass on to every guest. It's basically an empty journal where you can write down your boxing classes now, for sure. Anything you want, maybe goals, maybe even a diary for your children, where you can leave it and write down your experiences. What you wrote here in this diary, we wrote it for your children.
Thank you, bro.
I think it's very cool. I think it's very
Cool.
cool. I think it's very exciting. Maybe for your children to have the recipe to your boxing success. You never know. So that's up to you. It's your own Mr. Diary.
Thank you.
I like to ask some questions usually
Shoot.
at the end of the podcast, where they're quick fire questions. I have them down on my laptop right here. Give me 1 second. Let me find them. It was so nice discussing, obviously, some personal things, because when we met for the first time, we don't go in personally. I totally understand, but today was something special, in my opinion, and I don't think many people know this part of your life.
Family, yes.
Family
yes,
for
yes,
sure,
yes.
but our
And
viewers.
good friends, yes.
I would like to ask you a question as well that skipped through my mind. What would you say to young Steve maybe if you go back in time and you say, listen, Steve, do this, this, and that?
Stay away from some stuff. Late nights, start boxing before. I would have.
Have you ever been addicted to something? To us?
It's not addiction, but yes.
You try different things. That
I
maybe-
experimented with stuff. Yes.
And is it a learning curve?
Big one.
Or was it hard to get out of?
No, it wasn't hard, but boxing kept me out.
Kept you out.
Yeah.
So you suggest that people start a sport or something that can take.
Sports is a lifesaver, bro.
Let's not see it as a financial lifesaver. Let's see it as more of a mental. Because imagine, that's what I say all the time to keep myself motivated. I'm constantly working on this podcast, on Champions Connect to grow, and also on myself. But when I step on that pitch or in the ring, let's say in your case, you forget everything that goes out of the ring. So if it's family, if it's kids, you forget everything. When you take off the laces or when you take off the gloves, and then it's back to reality. It's so strange. Like I can't express the feeling. Athletes all know this. But people who need to start from scratch, if it's either the gym, if it's either something to do with fitness, I think I suggest it's a
the biggest achievement, let's say, a coach can have. It's is watch a kid or an adult passing from getting out of this stuff, being an addict or something, and with training and basically with the help of myself as a coach, for example, they get out of these things. That's a biggest achievement I can have.
Is there help in boxing with mental health?
Yes. I had experiences that I not myself. Boxing helped them. I'm proud that I was part of it. Yes.
So you think you helped out also children who were a bit lost?
Not just me, all coaches around.
Obviously. To be honest, when I was younger, there's always this story that everyone wants to become a boxer. Everyone.
Sure.
Everyone. When you're into football and you start seeing these fights online, and I was awake till fucking 5 a.m. in the morning watching Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. You start getting that motivation. You're in the mirror and you're in the shower and you start doing like the
shadow boxing,
the uppercuts, and you feel good on, but you go through a jab with a neck. I have this video during my 12-week reset where I went with some friends and we're punching the punching bag, and obviously we're not good. We're laughing, we're crying on the ground. And my right is all right. When I went to do it my left,
shit,
it's only for the gas, for the clutch.
Leave it.
So unfortunately, boxing isn't for me. I can get the basics, but
we stay there.
No, so it's not for me. Unfortunately, I'm gonna get back to the quickfire questions, like I like to ask different people. Quickfire questions. What happens to me with the podcast is that we get into detail with each one. So we try to keep it short and simple, because it ends up taking
no problem.
half an hour. So, what was your biggest inspiration in life?
In life, my father is a big inspiration for me.
What got you into boxing?
Kickboxing, but then I started following Roy Jones Jr., my favorite boxer, and he's fucking good.
The hype was unreal. The hype was unreal.
You start trying to do his shit, but you get punched in the face every time you try one.
Uppercut to your teeth are on the ground. This is cool. Your favorite punch to throw?
Left to the body.
I am. I felt that. Your toughest opponent ever faced? We have to shout out to this guy because
toughest opponent.
Toughest. If it's sparring, if it's a pro level, anything, just even sparring.
I can mention a few guys from England.
Let's go.
Fucking, I don't know. I don't know which one is this.
mention some of them.
Mela. But I'm not gonna mention, bro, because there's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, just mention
I'm
one.
gonna mention that I mentioned a fight. Grammar.
All right.
He's tough,
Tough.
bro.
Tough.
I hit him with everything, and the kitchen sink as well.
I stayed there.
Until the 10th round.
He fell.
He didn't fall out. He threw in the towel, his coach. But he took some
I
punches.
turned around and fucking beat up the coach.
Yeah, man, it was 12 rounds.
But imagine your coach throws in the towel for you.
You will hate it, but he has your best interest in heart, though.
Mhm. I understand. But that time, I can't.
No.
You know, I think it happened to Scott as well.
Dixon.
Yes.
But not in Malta. Yeah, I threw in the towel once for him, yes.
No. At Fight Island, there was a.
No.
I think there was something before.
Or his
you.
opponent, last one.
I think so.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think
not
so.
For
Yes.
him.
Yes. Exactly. Yes, exactly. This is cool as well. Who is your dream fight? Like
Dream.
that you sleep, you close your eyes, and say, imagine sold out arena in the States, Saudi.
Dream
Obviously,
fight.
weight class.
Listen, I don't know. He hit me once, and I will be like, I don't know. But I love a fight with Miguel Cotto.
Shout out to you.
He will kill me, bro.
Where's he? Yeah, shout out. Let's make it happen.
But
Steve's
yes,
dream fight.
it's good enough to be on TV with him. He's retired, by the way. That's why I
yeah.
mentioned.
How old is he?
Well, yeah, not that old. I think she 39s. I think 40.
So
And
it's a good fight.
Check.
It's a good fight. You
She
know,
good.
so
It's not a good fight. It's a
it's a
good,
smashable fight.
good fight. Now, good name to have on your box rack
Exactly.
as a loss.
Exactly. Yeah. Like highlighting.
Red.
Dark fucking red. What's your workout song? You have a very particular workout song. I think that is very historical.
I love Sweet Caroline, obviously,
Yes,
like
that is
everyone. I love Sail as well.
All right.
I used it for my world title.
you like the classics, you know.
Yeah,
that keep you like
yeah.
old
Yeah.
type of boxing, which I think you were born into. Is the old type of boxing in Scotland? Is it old fashioned boxing in Scotland? Was it a bit more
Listen, Scotland and
the UK
and
in
London,
general?
all good, bro.
It's
All
all
good.
style boxing.
All good.
No, but as in-
Proper boxing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think you were brought up in good hands.
Yeah, but the most I learned is with my coach Barry Smith. So
Perfect. Maybe he could be here one day talking about his.
I think if it will be in August, yes, we get him here.
We get him here.
Yeah,
Talk about some
fucking good stories, bro.
good stories, huh? I can imagine. So guys, if you want Barry Smith
Barry Smith.
right here, text a comment saying, listen, we want to hear his story because it could be an insane story.
Being around all those stars, bro. So
It's unbelievable. You were there just for that around. How long were you? there for?
in last May.
I remember you going.
And still he comes out to Malta with Steve Martin. So that's good.
That's massive respect. Best advice you've ever received, and from whom?
I think from Barry.
Barry. And what was it?
And then
What was the advice he?
our specialty, wag the body.
Wag the body. In that English accent, though.
Yeah.
I can imagine. You know, so.
Whack him on the fucking whack.
I'm gonna ask you the last few. Okay, the last few. If you weren't a boxer, what would you be? That's cool.
I can't imagine this, huh? I can't.
Imagine like a Michael Mifsud.
Well, yeah. Well, I used to be a keeper as well.
Keeper. At least you were in the five-a-side pitches, in the five-a-side goals.
I wasn't bad, eh?
You weren't bad.
I wasn't bad.
What made you stop? What made you stop?
Much lifestyle, bro. Going out with friends, drinking, doing shit, everything. It's fucked up.
There's so much to these things where there's so much talent in the world, and it's all kicked away.
No, it was for the good. Oh.
Obviously. But
I went to the boxing after.
of course, you can imagine your life as a footballer,
I don't think so.
like as a Hamroon left back, like playing for these Maltese clubs.
I don't know.
Oh, you're Steve.
Really. I'm a bit of
Cross, you're Steve.
I'm a bit of a bad loser, and I don't follow orders.
Like for example, like red card and hit. Huh?
Yeah, وشك.
We're he forgot we're recording.
ماله يا خمرونيست بخالي.
What is your favorite treat meal?
Burger.
Burger.
Yeah.
A specific burger?
Later. I love to try different ones.
This is a bit controversial because I know you don't like answering these questions, and once I asked you told me I don't know, but you have to answer this for sure. Who'd win in a fight? Of your two kids, as in the boxing kids.
اللبة.
Yep.
Draw.
No, yeah.
They can't. They're not in the
But
same weight class.
They have to.
Draw.
Same birthday as well, apparently, like really close.
One day.
One and the same
One day.
age.
They're my kids, bro. I don't.
The boxing kids.
My kids don't fight. No. Sorry.
They
No.
put them in the corner. Don't say another word.
No.
They're so nice, man. They're so down
Top.
to earth.
Top.
You know, and they're so good. Like they've both been in football as well.
Man.
The transition.
Oh, they're good, eh?
I can't understand how
They're good.
from football into boxing is unreal. You know.
Asma. They were playing even when they were fighting, yeah? Let's say till about 3 years ago they were still playing football with clubs. Behind my back, by the way.
Behind your back, you didn't know. You didn't know. Tell us the story about that. I like. Tell us. I like.
And then,
So what happened? How did you realize?
not realize, a friend of them leaked. Not because he wanted to. Because Dyson, how good he is, for example, he told me, good in what? I said, I know he didn't have fights, you know. And football, he playing with Marsa, I know him.
What happened then?
Then I shouted a bit with them, and they turned red, like proper tomatoes. I said, it's true, man. No.
But did you give them like the option between one and another?
One and then another.
One.
Boxing, obvious.
No, but they have to choose, or was it like, listen?
ليش they have to choose? ما تراش. No.
So they chose to stop football just to focus on boxing.
He chose.
I chose, but they were in it all the check.
So you told them not to go to the football.
Obviously, bro. I trained them since they were fucking midgets more than me.
Beppe, actually we were discussing yesterday how much myself and Beppe grew as people. So from being a shy person, not taking care of my body, you know, not taking care of my to growing into having this, and Beppe also killing it in photography and killing. He's still 15, you know. And he told me one of the nicest pictures I have is of Steve. You can show it to us at the moment. Yesterday. And it's true. It's so nice. I think I had sent it to you. So at the Fight Island season 1 against
Scott.
What I said?
The close-up of your face.
Yours.
Remind me.
Your picture. He's gonna show it to you.
Hey.
He's gonna show it to you. I think it's
I lost
one of his nicest pictures.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And
I didn't know it was his. Or still, I have it on my Insta. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was still
This one.
Yeah. طيب.
he was still amateur, you know, and he went into boxing, to football. He was trying so many
Everything.
things. We grew so much, you know. And
Listen, these things give you confidence.
of course,
when I started to make videos, it was like I had to make videos because of the Fight Island guys.
of course.
I had to, and then I started in the beginning. And then I I got into it.
One
You know?
question. Beppy, check the camera.
Yeah.
The other one.
Yes, yes, sorry.
That one. Speaking about content creation, because I had no idea on what content creation is, and I spoke to Adam about this, and he helped me a lot in this situation. It's so not easy. It's
course.
not easy. And I saw a clip of the documentary of Scott, and you were normal in it, but in the beginning, you know,
In the
it
beginning.
was a bit, you know, it's so normal. And the first podcast I had with Zach Muscat here, I was like this, I remember like this, and asking the questions like this. I was so sick. I was so sick. I had a bronchitis. Yeah, it was so bad for 3 weeks, from 26th December till the first, till the podcast. I was the whole episode like this. All
The
episode,
show must go on.
and
No?
I had a whole bottle of water, finished all. It was so cool. And during that episode, I lost all the footage. Yep.
Deleted everything.
The hard drive corrupted. So you can imagine it was
The hard drive even wasn't on board.
No, it was corrupted. So I had all the footage saved on that, and it corrupted. It was crazy, and
Le,
No,
ritna l-lek anka l-hard drive.
yes, exactly.
Saret taf li ma kienx tajjeb.
Everything. But you know, it was. I think till this very day one of the best podcasts we released. This guy gave out so much cool information. The same thing happened. He was from top tier football
Of course,
to then
of
not
course,
having
of
a club. It was crazy.
Yes,
It was crazy. Steve, for me, this was one of the coolest conversations, from
and me.
being you being the top boxer of Malta to also losing your mother. So it was, I think, the highlight of the show. I can say, so I'm sincerely sorry, and I know for a fact that you grew so much, and your kids will look back and say, listen, you're one of the greatest people I have in my life. And I think that even for me, because you pushed out so much information for me to grow and for me to be where I am today, without I'm not licking your ass or anything,
I know.
but
bro,
for
I know.
you helping me so much with content, ideas, situations that I really respect, and I'll shake your hand, because it's honestly a pleasure to have you here.
And me, bro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Guys, for anyone who's watching, please let us know what you thought about this episode. In my eyes, as I said, an amazing episode. So much information for young boxers, upcoming boxers. I would like to mention one last thing soon. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment wherever you are, if it's Spotify or YouTube. We'll also be posting some clips on Instagram, which you guys can see too. We have also some clips on YouTube that highlight the most important parts of this episode. Steve, there's a question in the book right there from our latest guest, Andrew Hogg. And I'm not sure if you know Andrew Hogg.
Of course.
Andrew Hogg is
Goalkeeper.
one of Malta's best ever goalkeepers. And he left you a note. He didn't know who the next guest was. Okay. And I asked each guest to leave a note for the future of this podcast, and also for the next
Right.
guest. So, Andrew, your handwriting.
Wait till you see my...
Andrew. Okay, I understood after looking deeply into the... If you had no fear, who would you be? Andrew.
If I had no fear, who would I be? I don't have fear, bro.
Okay, who would you be? Who would you choose to be?
Steve
As
Martin.
a boxer.
Yeah, as a boxer.
Let's meet. Andrew. Next time I'm gonna meet you, I'm gonna ask you to do another one. This is kindergarten type of question. What a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your... I'm gonna change it around. Who's your favorite boxer of all time?
Roy Jones Jr.
I would like to... I'm gonna... As soon as we cut this podcast, I'm gonna go back home and see who this guy is, because I have no idea. He's English?
No, American.
American? I've never seen him. Probably I've seen him, but I don't
Of
know.
course.
I've seen him.
His highlights are unreal, bro.
What do you think about Tank Davies?
Top. Love him.
Even like after the fights, those backflips, you know. It's
Top.
it's so
Fuck the
nice.
backflips, bro. It's boxing, bro.
But I was thinking the Olympics.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go back to another part before we end this episode. It was a race. I think he was Italian, Italian sprinter. I'm not so sure. And before the race, he came out with this high energy, jumping around, like hyping up the crowd. My brother was next to me. I told her, this guy already won. And he won the
Mhm.
race. Because when he showed this energy going to the ring, like showing aggression against the opponent, the opponent is like this, and you're just like hyping yourself up.
It doesn't always work, bro.
No,
It's not gonna work against me,
but
for example.
but for you, showing the energy to yourself,
You feel,
not to the crowd. Fuck the crowd because you're
Mm.
fighting.
Confidence in yourself.
Like when I step onto the pitch, even when I'm not feeling it,
I'm ready
like,
to
show
go.
them, like,
Ready to go.
hit your head against the post, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, I never did it.
I hit
What?
myself anyway. So
Of course, like
And
I
the-
do as well. I do 2 punches to the face, punches like
boom, boom.
one,
that's-
and I'm on. And once I
You-
tried. No. I saw this clip on TikTok that Edison, the goalkeeper of Manchester City,
I know.
flies up and kicks the post with his foot. It was during training. National team. It was the morning session.
You tried it.
I tried it. I fell on my back. Ow, my back, man. I didn't train. No.
Wheelchair.
I didn't train.
Sarlipa.
I didn't train. No, I didn't.
Oh, coach.
I didn't train.
It is picture, man.
I put my leg so high up that I felt here, like
lower back
my
of shit,
hamstring
right.
and my throat too. my
Mom shades, what?
لا شمشيت. شمشيت. No, what was it? Was the stories we have probably like we'll stay here forever. So, I would like to after the
I
cut
had
all
the
the
question.
cameras. You'll spread the message
Of
to
course.
us. So anything you'd like, a signature, and close off with a question.
All right.
I know who the next guest is, but you don't. I'm not gonna mention. So it's gonna be quite cool. I hope you use that journal for
Of course.
that's a cool idea of the kids.
Boxing as well.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. You know, mentioning anything you want to your kids, even dedicating it to your kids for the future,
Uh-huh.
and making an end date when they can open it.
Uh-huh.
That's actually a really cool thing.
Nice.
Guys, I truly appreciate all of you watching. You, Beppe, my brother, Camilleri, go follow his socials. Follow Steve Martin, his socials. Follow myself as well, Luca Camilleri. It's helped me a lot. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Champions Connect, out. Perfect.
All right, Konna.
Huh?
Type.
It was very nice.